Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. This is going to be my second video on my Supermetrics tool. Again, this is an affiliate video. I've been using Supermetrics tool for a little over 3 years, and in today's video I'm going to do a deep dive on how you can create different data slices by just using Supermetrics, and you don't need any coding experience for that. So if you're in for this, let's get into it right now. Alright friends, so if you're new to my channel, consider subscribing. The link is down below, and I'm also putting my LinkedIn profile down below so you can have a look, maybe send a connection invite. And in this specific video, this is going to be my second video on the Supermetrics series. So I'm doing a deep dive on the Supermetrics tool. In my previous video, I covered like just what all data sets are available in Supermetrics, and in this video I am going to be covering a lot more depth. So how you can select dimensions, how you can set metrics, how you can set segments, and how you can set filters. So all of that, and what actually happens on the back end is once you select these different dimensions, metrics, filters, segments, Supermetrics on the back end writes the query for you. So in this case, you don't have to personally write any sort of codes. Supermetrics does that job for you, and that's what we're going to discuss. So I'll jump right into it. Alright guys, so here again, just going over real quick. If you want to launch the Supermetrics tool, you go over to add-ons, go over Supermetrics here, launch sidebar, and this would actually launch that sidebar for you. Just give it some time, it's thinking right now. This is a phenomenal tool. If you're working with data on a day-to-day basis, I think it's so much more convenient to use this tool instead of writing the codes in SQL and adjusting what's wrong, what's right, changing and manipulating codes. It's so much pain to actually be writing those codes, and then if you have to switch over or replicate it for a different client, then you have to like literally go over line by line. This makes your job so much more easier. I love this tool, and this is an affiliate video. So if you're actually if you like this tool and you want to use it as well, I have a link in the description down below. Please use that link. This helps me get little revenue to get my channel up and running. So let's just get right into it. So in this specific one, I have Facebook pulled in, but what I'll do is I'll use GA, and in the GA I will pull this specific test one. So this select views is basically your option where you select that specific account that you want to be working on, and then we go over to the dates section. So in the date section, this is where you can select whatever date range you want to pull the data out for. So this could be for 1 month, 1 week, 2 days, 5 years, whatever your wish looks like. The most common one that I usually use is year to date, just because this automates a little bit. You don't have to manipulate the dates every now and then. Every time when this query runs, this actually helps to adjust the dates automatically, and it will pull the date for what's the current date we're at. So let's say if we last run this query on the 1st of June, then and we're running it today, so automatically it'll adjust the date to the 29th of June, and it'll pull the data for all of that, and you get the updated data. You know exactly what's going on. So this is where you pull the date ranges and set the date ranges. There is another thing up here which is basically compare. So if you want to compare the numbers that you're pulling in. So let's say if you're pulling on a weekly basis and you want to compare this week's data with previous week's data. So if you select this specific one, previous period of the same length, then for every week, you'll get the comparison with the previous week as well in it. Then this is where you select the metrics. So you can start with users, literally all the metrics that are there in Google Analytics. You can pull all of them, literally all of them, and you just have to select whatever metric you're wanting to look at. So if you have e-commerce, you can select transactions, and then you can select transaction revenue. You know how many sessions are coming in and all of that. So literally all of them are here. If you're aware of Google Analytics, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Then this specific one is for the dimensions. So in this specific one, you can have 1 dimension, 2 dimensions, 5, how many ever dimensions you're looking to pull out. And the good thing about this is, like, if you're selecting 2 dimensions, then your data would be a little bit more granular than if you select 1 dimension. And let's say if you're selecting 10 dimensions, then your data is going to be super granular, because there are 10 different dimensions which are non-numbers. They are not numbers, they are either names or they're dates. So this is super efficient in that way. Then the next piece is the rows. So let's say if you have a small data piece, you can select less number of rows. I usually go with the 1 million. So this can literally pull 1 million rows on a single data pull. That's super cool. And this would also sort your rows. So let's say if you want to see your data sorted out by any specific metric or dimension, you can easily pick it up from here. So again, super cool thing to have. Then the next thing up here is your segments. So let's say if you're just looking out for paid search, let's say, then you can just pull in different segments. So if you are aware of Google Analytics, in Google Analytics, you can literally create segments out of your entire data set. So let's say you have 5 different channels that are running: paid search, social, then display, then you have organic, and then you have email. And you just want to see how your paid search is actually doing. Then if you've created that segment in Google Analytics, you can easily pull just the paid search users. So any user that came through your paid search channel would be pulled in this specific data pool. So if you select the date, now let's say if I create a segment for new users, so this would literally pull the data, everything that's up there in my Google Analytics account, just for new users. So anything that's related to recurring users or users who have been onto your website before, it would not include in this data set. And let's say filters are super cool as well. So with filters, you can filter out some of the items. So segments and filters work in a similar way, but they're a little different. So in filters, let's say you have data coming in from all the countries and you just want to see the data for United States. Then literally you just have to select up here, go to country and select country and equals to, and just select United States here. Just make sure that the naming convention is exactly the same how it is in Google Analytics, because if the naming convention of how you're writing United States here, if that is not consistent with Google Analytics, it would not pull the data out. So this is how you literally work with the different options that are there. And on the back end, what this does is this actually writes an SQL query on the back end, and they have Supermetrics has already made that connection, the API connection with Google Analytics and all these different platforms that are out there. So you can literally pull the data out. And in this specific example, you can clearly see how easy it is to select what exactly you're looking for and get the data out. So you don't have to be a coding expert or anything like that. You don't even need a coding person. This does most of the job for you, and it's super cool. If you're using it for the first time, you get 2 weeks free, so you can learn about it. And if you really like for your specific personal job or for your business, you can totally use this tool. So this is all I have for this specific video, and Cool. And if you watched this video up till now, like till here, I appreciate it. Thank you very much for watching my video. If you like this video, consider subscribing to my channel uh, and giving it a thumbs up. I am also putting my LinkedIn description down below. If you want to connect with me, the link is down there. And the last final thing is, if you really like this tool, I would highly recommend please use the link in the description below, because this is actually a track link, and they know that people who are coming down to Supermetrics website, they are coming down from my link. So that's my affiliate link. It's my first time doing it, and I would appreciate if you can help me support my channel. So that's all for today, and I will see you on the other side.